Listen up, college football fans. Imagine winning 11 games, securing a playoff spot, and feeling like you're on top of the world. Now imagine that 24 hours later, your head coach is gone, and thanks to a specific NCAA rule change, your entire starting lineup is legally allowed to negotiate with your biggest rival before you even play your playoff game. Welcome to the 2025 college football calendar. The NCAA promised the new 15-day window would fix the chaos. Instead, they've created a system where winning teams are punished, recruits sign blind, and the hostage rule is turning the coaching carousel into a tactical war zone. Today, we aren't just looking at transfers. We are breaking down exactly how the new calendar has broken the sport, and why Lane Kiffin just exposed the biggest loophole in the book. Here's what changed. We used to have 45 to 60 days spread out across the winter. Chaos, sure, but manageable chaos. Now, January 2nd through January 16th, a single violent 15-day window for everyone. Every transfer, every coaching move, every roster decision that matters. On this channel, we've covered the coaching carousel that is underway and raised some potential player movement as a result. But what about the illogical recruiting calendar and transfer portal timeline? This video covers the three specific failures of this new calendar: the zombie signing day, why high school recruiting is broken, the playoff penalty, why winning hurts your roster, the hostage crisis, the Lane Kiffin situation that proves the system is rigged. Let's break it down. The zombie signing day, signing blind in December. Early signing day happens in early December. The transfer portal opens January 2nd. You see the problem here? High school recruits are signing national letters of intent weeks before they know if the coaching carousel has stopped spinning. Weeks before they know if the school will sign a veteran transfer at their exact position in January. Think about this. You're a 17-year-old quarterback. You sign with Alabama on December 4th because you love what Kalen DeBoer is selling. December 15th rolls around. DeBoer gets fired. December 20th, Alabama hires a new coach who runs a completely different system. January 3rd, Alabama signs a transfer quarterback who's better than you. Congratulations, kid. You just got processed before you even stepped on campus. The information gap is real. These recruits are committing to rosters that don't effectively exist yet. They're signing based on coaching staffs that might be gone in 2 weeks. They're trusting scholarship offers that schools are already planning to pull back. We used to think early signing day protected players. In this new calendar, it traps them. It forces teenagers to commit to a fantasy. Here's the kicker. Schools know this. They're locking up 25 freshmen in December, then realizing 2 weeks later they need 5 transfers to save their jobs. So what do? They process kids they just signed. They find creative ways to push them out. Academic issues, attitude problems. Suddenly that 4-star recruit isn't such a good fit anymore. The buyer's remorse is built into the system now. Schools are signing players they know they might not want. Players are signing with schools that might not want them. It's a disaster waiting to happen every single December. But if you think signing blind is bad for the freshmen, wait until you see how this calendar punishes the teams that are actually winning games. The success penalty, the playoff paradox. The transfer portal window runs January 2nd through the 16th. The college football playoff runs through mid-January. See where this is going? If you're a backup linebacker at Ohio State preparing for a semifinal, you have a choice. Focus on the biggest game of your life, or have your agent negotiate your exit while you're still in team meetings. Miss the portal window and risk being stuck. Enter the portal and become a distraction during playoff prep. This is the distraction machine the NCAA built. Players on playoff teams are literally choosing between their current team's championship run and their own future. How is that fair to anyone? But it gets worse. Because the window is only 15 days, teams cannot wait until players officially enter to start talking. The calendar forces tampering. Deals are cut in December hotel lobbies so the paperwork can be filed on January 2nd. You think Nick Saban retired because he was tired? He retired because he saw this coming. He knew that every December would become a shadow recruiting season where other coaches would be tampering with his playoff roster. The NCAA tried to fix this with the 5-day extension rule. Players on playoff teams get 5 extra days after their season ends. Sounds helpful, right? It's fake help. By the time that 5-day window opens, all the good spots at other schools are filled. Here's what really happens. Ohio State makes the playoff. Their backup running back knows he's not getting carries next year. He has 2 choices. Enter the portal during playoff prep and become a distraction, or wait until after the championship game and hope there's still a spot at Wisconsin. Most players choose option 1. They enter the portal, leak it to the media, and suddenly Ryan Day is answering questions about roster management instead of game planning for Georgia. The system punishes success. The better your team does, the longer your players have to wait, the fewer options they have, and the more distractions you deal with during the most important games of the year. The coaching carousel hostage crisis, the Kiffin effect, and the 5-day loophole. Here's how the old rule worked. Coach gets fired or leaves. Boom. 30-day portal window opens immediately for that school's players. Chaos, but freedom. Here's the new rule. Coach gets fired or leaves. Portal stays closed. It only opens 5 days after a new coach is hired. Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss for LSU on November 30th. Ole Miss players are now hostages. They cannot follow Kiffin immediately. They're stuck until Ole Miss hires a replacement. But here's where it gets really twisted. Ole Miss knows that if they hire someone quickly, they trigger the window. With Ole Miss promoting Pete Golding on December 1st, 5 days later their portal opens. On December 6th, Ole Miss players can officially enter the transfer portal and make plans to join LSU weeks before Ole Miss plays their playoff game. This creates the panic hire trend. Schools are rushing to hire coaches not just to lead the team, but to get a defender in the building before the window triggers. If Ole Miss waited 30 days to hire, Kiffin would spend that whole month back-channeling their roster. Think about the incentives here. Ole Miss has to choose between making a good hire and protecting their roster. They can take their time, do a proper search, and risk losing half their team to LSU. Or they can panic hire the first available coach and hope he can hold the roster together. The system is broken when schools are making coaching decisions based on transfer portal timing instead of what's best for the program. But wait, there's more. The hostage rule creates a new type of coaching move, the delayed poach. Kiffin can't take Ole Miss players immediately, but he can start recruiting them the moment he's hired at LSU. He knows exactly when their portal window will open. He can have deals in place before they're even legally allowed to enter. Conventional wisdom says firing a coach causes the chaos. The new reality? The hiring causes the chaos. The moment the press conference happens, the 5-day countdown begins for the roster to walk out. Lane Kiffin didn't just expose a loophole. He exposed how the entire system incentivizes chaos over stability, panic over planning, and politics over performance. The big picture. So here is the 2025 landscape. High schoolers sign before they know the roster. Playoff teams lose depth mid-run. Schools are forced to rush coaching hires to trigger or avoid triggering portal windows. The NCAA built this system for stability. Instead, they created a timeline where Lane Kiffin can legally pillage a playoff roster he just built, where 17-year-olds sign blind contracts, where winning teams get punished for success. This isn't evolution, this is chaos with a calendar. The 15-day window was supposed to contain the madness. Instead, it compressed it into a pressure cooker that explodes every January. The old system was messy, but it was fair. Everyone dealt with the same chaos at the same time. Now, the system rewards the manipulators and punishes the loyal. It benefits the coaches who game the calendar and hurts the players who just want to play football. Is Lane Kiffin a genius for exploiting these loopholes? Or is the system so broken that exploitation is the only way to compete? Here's the real question. Should the NCAA move signing day to February to fix this? Should they extend the portal window to 30 days? Should they eliminate the coaching hire trigger entirely? Or do we just accept that college football is now total warfare and the calendar is just another weapon? I want to hear your take. Drop a comment below. Are you team fix the system or team embrace the chaos? If you want to survive the January 2nd portal explosion, make sure you're subscribed. We're tracking every move, every loophole, and every coach who thinks they're smarter than the system. The calendar crunch is real. The question is whether college football will survive it. Thanks for watching.